Meatflation is rocking the nation.
This one I'm honestly really looking forward to. Neil Magny, the Haitian sensation, taking on Gilbert Burns, and we haven't seen Gilbert Burns since he lost that very competitive, very compelling fight against Khamzat Chimaev, and he was really the only guy we've seen in the UFC have some modicum of success over Burns. I mean, Burns has just been picking everyone up, slamming everyone down, smashing everyone with light work, and Durinho really pushed him to the limit. It was a close, unanimous decision for Khamzat, and a fight that could have gone either way with even just a couple minutes left to go in the third. So it really speaks to the talent level that Durinho possesses, even at 36 years old, and it makes sense that he's a near minus 410 favorite against Neil Magny, who we know has the most wins at UFC welterweight history, 20 in total, and a guy who, if you don't come prepared, you are going to get smashed. And we found that out most recently when he submitted Daniel Rodriguez, and that was a great fight, one that a lot of people thought Daniel was going to get done, but he didn't have the chops necessary to take out Neil Magny, and Neil's just like a true levels test, right? And it's interesting to see him as a plus 350-ish dog in this one, but it makes sense given the talent level that Gilbert possesses. And Gilbert's an interesting guy, right? Because he has those incredible wins, yet he has some of the strangest UFC losses to date. Like, listen to the guys he's lost to. Rashid Magomedov, Michel Prazeres, not Michel Pereira, but Prazeres, aka the Stump, who already got cut, and then he also got finished at 155 by Dan Hooker. So it's very strange, like the sort of career trajectory that Gilbert Burns has had. However, ever since he made the jump up to 170, that's when we really have seen Gilbert Burns actualized, and I think it was one of the best career moves we've seen out of a lower weight guy. Jump up a little bit and end up turning your career around as a result. So in this one, you see at the bottom, Meat is rolling with Gilbert Burns. He thinks that a finish could happen, but a decision isn't too crazy as well, because historically, I mean, Neil Magny is a very difficult guy to finish, and while Gilbert Burns can finish you with his strikes, he can obviously finish you with his jiu-jitsu. Neil Magny is very tough to put out. So if this thing does go the full 15, wouldn't be the most shocking thing from Meat's end. And in this one, I'm always riding with Neil Magny, right? I mean, this is a guy who I always find a way to back. I feel like he's perpetually disrespected, and I think people are going to miss Neil Magny when he's gone. With that being said, I got to roll with Meat. I think that Durinho gets this thing done. I think that Gilbert Burns is just going to be a little bit too fast, a little bit too much for Neil Magny, and I just don't know where Neil Magny, if he is to have success, where it would come, because I struggle to see if he'd have an advantage on the feet. He obviously won't have the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu advantage. I mean, maybe his game plan will be to try to pin Gilbert up the cage, use his strength, and do a lot of clinch work, but I tend to think that Gilbert Burns is going to be a little bit too strong, a little bit too slick, and he's going to dictate where he wants the fight to take place. And I see Gilbert Burns, especially off that recent loss in a close fight against Khamzat, in front of his hometown crowd, just really capitalizing on this moment and adding another beautiful win to his resume, because again, you cannot discount what Neil Magny has done at this welterweight division. So a win against him would be quite incredible, and you wouldn't really know what happens for Gilbert next. I mean, you got to imagine he's only a fight or two away from getting a title shot. So we'll see how this one plays out. Both Meat and your boy are rolling with Gilbert Burns, but let us know down below. Are you roll with Meaty Magny, or do you think that Burns gets this one done? Let us know.